Welcome back to Talk About It in English. Let's fix your Monday morning. There is one specific moment every week where 90% of English learners accidentally kill the conversation. It is Monday, 8:55 a.m. You are at the coffee machine. A colleague smiles and asks, "How was your weekend?" You freeze. Your mind goes blank. You just say, "Good." And looking at their face, you know you failed.
I used to dread Mondays. Not because of the work, but because I knew I didn't have the English to sound interesting for even 10 seconds. I would hide in the bathroom just to avoid that question.
Today, we are giving you a 3-step formula to answer that question with confidence, so you never have to hide in the bathroom on Monday morning again.
Before we get into the formula, Lily, we need to talk about that word, good. Why is it such a problem? It is grammatically correct. It is polite. Why does it feel like a failure?
That is the trap. You are right, James. If you say it was good, you have not made a grammar mistake. But conversation is not just about grammar. It is about connection. When you answer with just one word, like good or fine or okay, you are technically answering the question, but socially, you are closing the door.
It is like slamming a door in someone's face, but politely.
Exactly. In English-speaking cultures, especially in the UK, the US, Canada, and Australia, "How was your weekend?" is not an interrogation. They do not actually need a report on your activities. It is a social ritual. It is a little dance. They are inviting you to dance for 10 seconds.
And saying good is like standing still on the dance floor with your arms crossed.
Perfect description. When you say good and stop talking, the other person thinks one of two things. Either they think, "Oh, this person is shy and struggles with English," or worse, they think, "This person does not want to talk to me."
That is the worst case scenario. You want to be friendly, but your limited vocabulary makes you sound cold. I remember when I first started working in an English environment. I would have a great weekend. I would go hiking or see a movie, but on Monday morning, when the pressure hit, my brain would just delete everything. I would panic and say, "I slept."
I slept. That is another classic conversation killer.
It is true, though. I did sleep. But the look on my colleague's face was always pure disappointment. They would just say, "Oh, nice," and then walk away.
That silence after they walk away is painful. But the good news is you don't need advanced C1 level vocabulary to fix this. You don't need to tell a 5-minute story. You just need to follow a simple structure that fits into 20 seconds. We call this the Monday morning formula. It has 3 parts: the anchor, the highlight, and the bounce. Let's start with part 1, the anchor. This is how you stop saying good. The instinct is to start your sentence with I. I went to the park. I played video games. I slept. Starting with I puts a lot of pressure on you to describe an action perfectly. Instead, I want you to start with a feeling. We call this the anchor because it sets the mood for your answer. The pattern is very simple. It was adjective, actually.
It was adjective, actually. Why do we add the word actually at the end?
That is a great question. Actually is a magic word in spoken English. When you add it to the end of a sentence, it makes you sound thoughtful. It signals to the listener that you are considering their question seriously. It makes the sentence sound less like a robot and more like a human.
Compare these two. Version 1. It was nice. Version 2. It was really nice, actually.
The second one is so much warmer. It invites me to listen. But we need better adjectives than nice. Nice is the cousin of good. It's boring.
So, what if my weekend was just relaxing? I didn't do anything special.
Then use an adjective that owns that feeling. You could say, "It was really chill, actually." Or, "It was very restorative, actually."
Restorative, I like that. It sounds like you needed the rest, rather than you were just lazy.
Exactly. Or if you were lazy and you enjoyed it, You can own that too. It was incredibly lazy, actually.
What if the weekend was busy? What if you had to clean the house, buy groceries, and visit your parents?
Then don't say it was busy. Say, it was pretty hectic, actually. Or, it was nonstop, actually.
Non-stop is a great phrase. It paints a picture immediately.
And what if it was just quiet? You didn't see anyone.
It was pretty quiet, actually.
Perfect. So step 1 is to choose your emotional anchor. Was it chill? Was it hectic? Was it quiet? Was it fun? Say that first. It was adjective, actually.
This buys you time, right? You say this sentence, and it gives your brain 2 seconds to think of what to say next.
Precisely. It breaks the silence and shows you are engaged. Now you have opened the door. The listener is waiting. This brings us to part 2, the highlight reel.
The highlight reel. This is where I used to make my biggest mistake. I thought I had to list everything I did to prove I had a life. I would say, on Saturday, I woke up, then I had coffee, then I cleaned my room, then I went to the shops, then I watched TV.
And by the time you get to I went to the shops, the other person has fallen asleep.
It is the and then trap.
Native speakers rarely list their schedule unless something went wrong. Instead, we give a highlight. Think of it like a movie trailer. You just want to show one interesting scene, not the whole movie.
Just one scene. Okay, so if I did 5 things on Saturday, I should just pick one?
Pick the one that is easiest to explain or the most relatable. It does not have to be the most exciting thing. It just has to be specific.
This is a key point. Learners often think interesting means I flew a helicopter or I met a celebrity.
No. Interesting in small talk just means specific. For example, if you just stayed home and watched Netflix, do not say, I watched TV. Say, I finally caught up on that new show, Stranger Things.
Ah, see the difference? I watched TV is a general fact. I caught up on Stranger Things is a specific highlight.
Exactly. Let's look at a few scenarios. Imagine your anchor was, it was pretty quiet, actually. Your highlight could be, I mostly just pottered around the house and read a book.
Pottered around. That is such a great phrasal verb. It means doing little jobs in a relaxed way, right?
Yes, it is a very positive way to describe doing nothing important. I just pottered around. It sounds lovely.
Okay, what if my anchor was, it was pretty hectic, actually?
Your highlight could be, I had to sort out a bunch of life admin. You know, banking, groceries, cleaning.
Life admin. That is another great phrase for your vocabulary notebook. It covers all those boring tasks we have to do as adults.
And notice I said, you know, before listing them. You know, banking, groceries. This assumes the other person understands. It builds a bridge.
So the formula so far is anchor plus highlight. It was pretty hectic, actually. I had to sort out a load of life admin.
Or, it was really chill, actually. I just binged a whole season of The Office.
Binged. That means watching many episodes in a row. Very useful for modern weekends.
Or, here's one for the parents. It was exhausting, actually. I spent the whole time chasing my kids around the park.
I love that. You are not listing every hour. You are just giving one vivid image. Chasing the kids.
Now, James, I know some people watching this are thinking, but Lily, my life is truly boring. I did nothing. I stared at the wall.
I have had those weekends. You feel embarrassed to say it.
Never be embarrassed. The trick is to frame it as a choice. If you did nothing, your anchor is restorative or quiet, and your highlight is about recharging.
So you could say, it was very quiet, actually. I really needed to recharge, so I basically didn't leave the sofa for 2 days.
Perfect. That is a confident answer. You are owning your laziness. And trust me, your colleague will probably say, oh, I am so jealous. I wish I did that.
It is funny, isn't it? As adults, we love hearing that someone else got to sleep.
We do, so don't fear the boring answer. Just make it specific. I didn't leave the sofa is a great specific detail.
Before we move to the final step, let's just pause. If you are finding these patterns useful and you want to stop feeling stuck in your daily conversations, make sure you click that subscribe button. We are building a library of these real-life speaking strategies, and I don't want you to miss the next topic. It might be the exact one you need for your next meeting.
Okay, we have the anchor. It was chill, actually. We have the highlight. I just binged Netflix. Now the conversation is alive, but it's still vulnerable. If you stop talking now, there might still be an awkward silence.
Because you are still holding the ball. Conversation is like a game of catch. You are holding the ball, looking at it. You need to throw it back.
This brings us to part 3, the bounce. You must bounce the question back to them.
The most common way I hear learners do this is saying, "And you?"
And you is fine. It is correct, but it is a little bit abrupt. It's very short. It can sound like you're just trying to get rid of the attention.
Like you're playing hot potato, and you take it away.
Exactly. We want something a little smoother, something that shows more interest.
My favorite phrase for this is, "Did you get up to much?"
Yes, did you get up to much? This is a staple of British and Australian English, and very common in casual American context too, though they might say, did you do much?
Let's break that down. To get up to something means to do something, but it usually implies something active or interesting.
When you ask, did you get up to much? You are asking, did you do anything interesting, but in a very low pressure way.
If I ask, what did you do? It feels like I need a specific answer. Did you get up to much? Allows them to say, no, not really. It gives them an out.
Exactly. It is polite and casual. So the full pattern looks like this. It was really chill, actually. I mostly just read my book. Did you get up to much?
That flows so beautifully. It has a beginning, a middle, and a handover.
Another great bounce back phrase is, how was yours? Did you do anything nice?
Did you do anything nice? That is a very friendly, open question.
It assumes they had a good time. It is positive.
What if you know they had a specific plan? Like you remember they said they were going to a wedding.
Oh, that is the gold standard. If you can remember a detail, use it in the bounce. How was the wedding? Did it rain?
That makes you the most popular person in the office. People love it when you remember their lives.
But if you don't remember, or you don't know, stick to the classics. How about you? Get up to anything fun?
Get up to anything fun? Drop the did you. Just get up to anything fun?
Very natural. So let's recap the 3 steps. Step 1, the anchor, adjective plus actually. Step 2, the highlight, one specific detail. Step 3, the bounce, ask them back.
Shall we try a few role plays? I want to hear how this sounds in real time.
Let's do it. I will be the colleague who asks. You be the person answering. Let's start with a standard, relaxing weekend.
Okay, I am ready.
So, James, how was your weekend?
It was pretty relaxed, actually. I finally managed to sort out the garden, which felt good. How about you? Did you get up to much?
Oh, nice. I just saw some friends.
Cut. That felt so easy.
It was smooth. You didn't panic. You didn't just say good. You gave me a picture, sorting out the garden, and then you immediately asked about me.
Let's try a harder one. Let's try the I did absolutely nothing and I feel guilty about it weekend.
Okay. Hey, James, how was your weekend?
It was very quiet, actually. To be honest, I was totally drained, so I basically slept for 48 hours. Did you do anything more exciting than me?
I wish. Mine was quiet too.
I like that bounce. Did you do anything more exciting than me? It makes a joke out of my boring weekend.
That is advanced social skills right there, James. Self-deprecating humor. You admit your weekend was boring, and you use it to make the other person feel good about theirs.
Let's try one more. The bad weekend. Something went wrong.
Oh, this is important. Sometimes you don't want to say it was good because it wasn't. It was terrible.
But you don't want to bring down the mood too much. You don't want to start crying at the coffee machine.
Right. You need to keep it light but honest.
Okay, ask me.
So, how was your weekend?
It was a bit of a nightmare, actually. My car broke down on the way to the coast, so I spent 6 hours waiting for a tow truck.
Oh no, that is awful.
Yeah, not ideal. But anyway, I made it back. How was yours? Hopefully better than mine.
See what you did there? You used the anchor. It was a bit of a nightmare, actually. You gave the highlight, waiting for a tow truck, and then you used a phrase to signal the end of the complaint. But anyway,
that is the signal for, I am done complaining, let's move on.
yes. But anyway, I made it back. How was yours? You kept control of the conversation. You didn't let it become a therapy session.
That is the key, isn't it? Control. When you have a formula, you have control. When you don't have a formula, you are just praying that the right words fall out of your mouth.
And that is why we freeze. We freeze because we are looking for words in a chaotic brain. The formula organizes the chaos. Anchor, highlight, bounce.
I want to address one more thing, Lily. What about the body language? Because sometimes I see learners say the right words, but they look terrified.
This is huge. If you look at your shoes while saying, it was fun actually, I will not believe you.
You have to make eye contact.
Eye contact is crucial, but also smile. Even if you are saying it was a nightmare, you can smile a little bit to show you are okay now.
And the tone of voice. We talked about the falling tone in a previous episode. If you say, "It was good," with a flat tone, it sounds like a statement of fact. If you say, "It was good," with a rising falling tone, it sounds like an emotion.
Yes, try to put some energy into that first adjective. It was really nice, actually. Stress the adverb. Stress the really or the pretty or the incredibly.
It was so lazy, actually.
It was super busy, actually. That stress carries the meaning. It shows you are sharing a feeling, not just reporting data.
Lily, what if someone asks, "What did you do?" instead of "How was your weekend?" Does the formula still work?
It works exactly the same way. If they ask, "What did you do?" do not start with a list. Still start with the anchor.
Colleague, what did you do this weekend? Me, it was pretty chill, actually. I just read my book.
Exactly. You ignore the grammar of their question and answer with the emotional truth. You steer the conversation where you want it to go.
That is empowering. You don't have to be a slave to their question words.
No, you are an equal participant in the conversation. You have the right to frame your answer your way.
I think the biggest takeaway from me here is that small talk isn't about the facts, it is about the vibe.
It is 100% about the vibe. The details do not matter. Nobody cares which specific movie you watched, really. They care that you are sharing a moment with them,
And the bounce back shows that you care about them.
which makes them like you. And when people like you, they are more patient with your English. It is a positive cycle.
So if you use this formula, not only do you survive Monday morning, you actually build better relationships.
Precisely. You stop being the quiet guy who sits in the corner and become James, who had a chilled weekend and asked about my wedding.
That is the goal, to be a person, not just a language learner.
I want to give everyone a specific challenge for this coming Monday.
I love a challenge. What is it?
This Monday, or the next time you go to work or school, I ban you from using the word good on its own. It is forbidden.
Prohibited. Banned.
If someone asks, "How was your weekend?" you must use the adjective plus actually pattern. Even if you just say, "It was nice, actually." That is better than good.
And try to add one tiny highlight, just one sentence. I cooked a nice meal. I went for a run. I slept a lot.
And then bounce it back. Did you get up to much?
Write down your highlight on Sunday night if you have to. Prepare it. Have it in your pocket.
That is a great tip. Preparation is confidence.
If you try this, please let us know in the comments how it went. Did the conversation feel different? Did it last longer?
We really want to hear your success stories. It feels amazing when you see that look of surprise on your colleague's face because you actually gave a real answer.
It changes everything.
You have the formula now. Anchor, highlight, bounce.
Simple, effective, ready for Monday.
Go out there and start the conversation.
See you in the next one.
Bye.